Caton, let's talk about jockeys for a second, because when you're handicapping horse races or looking at who may win or who may not, certainly the jockey is a factor, whoever is atop the horse. But how much of a factor is it? How much do you put into whoever's riding?
Well, you've got to have the horse. They call it horse racing for a reason. And instead of jockey racing, jockeys can do a perfect ride. And if they don't have the horse underneath them, they're not going to win the race. So I think it's more horse than jockey. But when you have 20 horses and you have a need to know exactly how fast the horses on the lead are going and such, jockeys with experience who are among the best in the world are going to maybe be able to make those split-second decisions that sometimes can make a difference in the race. Jockeys are important, and you've got some of the best jockeys literally in the world riding. Even a long shot like Crown Pride, who comes in from Japan, his jockey, Christophe Lemaire, is riding in his first Derby, but he's won big races all over the world. I can't think that there's any jockey in here who would be considered, a hindrance. Because of the caliber of the competition and the jockeys that have been attracted to the race. But the guys who have ridden it before probably have a little bit of an edge.
All right, Caton, so we've got some rain in the forecast. How do the conditions of the track kind of change your viewpoint on some of these horses?
Well, there's one horse in particular that I watched that if it is sloppy or wet for race time, then I think that his chances improve a lot, because I really believe he absolutely loves it. And that's the 8 Charge It for Todd Pletcher. He was second to White Abarrio in the Florida Derby, but I think he's a talented horse, but to me, he seemed like in training on mud, he loved it better than anybody else. I never saw a horse who looked as happy out there and covered the ground as beautifully as he did when it got in those conditions. So he's a horse that maybe I wasn't going to use as much, that I'm definitely going to throw on my tickets if it's wet. Most of these horses have never competed on a wet track, but there are a few who have and who have shown that they don't like it. A horse like Crown Pride, who I mentioned from Japan, I like quite a bit, but if it's wet, I don't know that I'll use him, because his only bad race was on a muddy track.